But the bigger part in my mind comes down to the student inability to pay. And while I have heard on numerous occasions that no one is aware of anyone's inability to pay, I also am aware that no one seems to want to ask anyone if they're not going because of an inability to pay. And I know that's a difficult conversation to have. And we are going to have to start having these conversations because it is a part of board policy. And it is something that we need to abide by. You know, I've heard different comments and various thoughts on this over this last weekend about who does and does not have a right to go on these types of trips and what they may or may not have done to earn this supposed right. And I understand the arguments behind all of it on both sides, but unfortunately the language of the policy, in my opinion, is clear that we cannot deny for inability to pay. And there is no clear definition of what an inability to pay means.
We started looking at this shortly after we got back from the Arizona trip, which was December of 11 to, we got back in early January of 2012. So in that spring, we knew that the 2012-2013 school year would not be a travel year for us, so that's when we started weighing our options, and we found that when we took the band to Florida in 2010, March 25th to March 31st of 2010, the kids had a great experience, and so Dustin and I think I can speak for you hopefully and say that we've kind of arrived at the conclusion that if we're going to travel every other year, we'd like to go to Arizona for the Fiesta Bowl and then 2 years later go to Florida. So since we had just gotten back from the Fiesta Bowl, we thought we should probably think about going to Florida in 2 years. So we have the idea, but there wasn't a whole lot of motion put into it. If you were a band parent in 2012, 2013, you knew that we were planning on going on a trip in 13-14, and we thought it would probably be Florida, but that was not set in stone. We thought, but that was not 100% set in stone at that time.